All right, folks, good morning. All right, let's get started here. So, for today, Friday, May the 2nd, we have the following information. We had average hourly earnings month over month, which came in softer than expected. Non-farm employment change came in a lot stronger than expected. Unemployment rate came in as expected. And let's see here, factory orders month over month comes out at 10 o'clock Eastern. That will be the last report for the day. Looking at the QQQ ETF, we are moving up for certain. Now, that is interesting because we did have earnings come out for Amazon and for Apple, but I'll go over that in a second. But the QQQ was mostly neutral during yesterday's session. Then we saw the sell off at the end. And this is interesting because this is twice in a row that the markets have moved before the earnings actually came out, like right at the end of the day. The day before we had the market move at the end of the day ahead of earnings from Meta, Facebook, and Microsoft. Now we see the opposite. We see the market moving ahead of earnings from Amazon and Apple. So looks like maybe this information's being disseminated early for the benefit of some. That's the only guess I have. But anyway, we can see the markets are sharply moving up. Um, Now let's take a look at the two stocks I mentioned. Amazon earnings came out. First, Amazon fell, but now you can clearly see Amazon is up above where it closed yesterday. In the case of Apple, however, Apple is still down. It has recovered some of the losses, that's for sure. This was the depth of its losses, but it has recovered some. All right, so we'll see what happens. Now, having said that, let's take a look at what's moving in the pre-market. We did not find any stocks yesterday that met our criteria. There were certainly stocks moving, and there were a few that we just outright missed because they just didn't come up on the radar soon enough, but very few. So for the most part, yesterday was a lack of opportunities, or valid opportunities at least. Taking a look at the pre-market, we already know Apple is a possibility, but it's only down 2.64%, so not that much. So we can pass on that. Even despite the fact that it went down, the price change is actually pretty small. Amazon is currently up 1.48%, so not moving enough either. So neither of these will be opportunities for us, but let's take a look at what else is out there. ELAB is next. That's only up 0.84%, so that won't qualify. Next, we'll take a look at, let's see, can't do anything with Robinhood. Let's take a look at Kids, KIDZ. This one was a mover yesterday, and that is currently up 58, over almost 59% on 18.5 million shares. Is at least $1 per share. That's 2 days in a row that's been on the radar, so we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Nvidia is shooting up. That is presently up about 2.39%, which means NVDL should be up close to 5%, just under that, 4.82%. Yep, so that's moving, but not enough, so we'll have to pass on that one. Let's take a look at Palantir. That's up slightly, so I know that's not going to count. Let me skip that one. Looking at, let's see, Riot Blockchain had earnings as well, and was down at first, but back up. We'll skip that one. SoFi, SOFI, that's only up 2.24%, so that won't count. SOPA, up 9.32% on 3.3 million shares. Is at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our radar. And then lastly, take a quick look at Tesla, which is presently up about 1.68%. Okay, so not enough. Now, some particular headlines that might be of interest. We do know that the Chinese are now officially saying that they are interested or they're open to negotiations, but any attempts at manipulation or coercion, et cetera, et cetera. Now, of course, I always find those statements entertaining because China always does coercion and manipulation, so it is what it is. But it is also notable that we've already seen plenty of movement in the Chinese as far as their tariffs on U.S. goods and services because they obviously have they're not really importing as much, and the things they are importing are things that they really, really, really need from the United States. So it's not as the United States is more like, things we want, whereas them, it's much more things they need that they import. So their ability to tariff is a lot weaker, to sustaining higher tariffs is a lot weaker than ours, I guess. But whatever the case may be, they've already moved those down for a lot of things they needed. They do that more. They do it quietly, not in the spotlight, but in the spotlight, it's a tougher sounding rhetoric. So we'll see. So the markets do seem to have responded positively to this information. They did so yesterday and also seem like they're still doing so today. But I think most of this is due to the fact that the economic data came out and it does look different. Yesterday it was, non-farm employment change came in way weaker than expected. But today we have unemployment. We have today, I meant to say, we have non-farm employment change comes in stronger than expected. So it's kind of a mixed bag here. All right, so FRGT is mentioned. Let's take a look at that. That's currently up 230% on 75 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the radar, FRGT. And if you folks see any other stocks meeting all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat and we'll take a look. Again, we're looking for stocks that have following criteria: must be a NASDAQ listed stock, must be trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market, must have achieved at least a 6% price change, positive or negative, and must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. So if you see any other stocks other than those already mentioned that meet all four criteria, let us know in the chat. We'll take a look. Okay, so including your suggestion, Jen, that's everything I see. Good morning. All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap up for today's pre-market pulse and for the week. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 6 likes, but more than 6 people watching. So please be sure to hit the like button. It greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we produce a new video. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone as part of the coaching program, I'll see you there. In about 11 minutes, we'll pick up for today's session, okay? All right, folks, have a great trading day, and I'll see you for the next pre-market pulse. Take care.